Hello, beautiful friends. It's Erika here to do an energy update read for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine collective energies. I want to welcome all of you to my channel. If you're brand new, to all of my new subscribers, those of you that like, share, comment, subscribe, and those of you who donate to this channel, I appreciate you so very much. It's really an honor to be able to serve in this way, and to hear how these videos have been supporting you just warms my heart. So thank you to each and every one of you. I am not open for personal readings at this time. I am, however, open for energy sessions. These are sessions where we help to clear out any sort of unconscious pattern, unconscious limiting belief. Some of these are used for chronic illness. Really just getting at the core of those. So if you're interested in an energy session, those still are available to be booked through my website, and the information is down below on how to do that. And I've got to tell you, those sessions I had this week with some pretty incredible souls, it's really a privilege to be able to work at this level of depth with those of you that choose to do this type of deep, deep healing. So with that, we're going to take a look. I'm actually going to be specifying to Spirit. There's a lot of you that are in an interesting phase in this journey, and it's typically the segment of the collective that I tune into. Lately, Spirit's been having me, it's like I'm getting a couple different waves of people that are in the process of awakening, starting to watch. So I'm starting to get almost like not parallel messages, but messages for two different groups of people, two different people at different stages of their awakening journey. So I'm going to actually specify for this reading that we're going to be focused on those of you that are in the process of now, maybe in some communication, in sort of contact with your counterpart, your soulmate, this very important, significant connection in your life. But things aren't quite like I don't want to call it the false reunion, but because it's certainly not necessarily a false reunion, but it's an interesting stage in this journey where it can be a little tricky to navigate. And because it's also where some of the triggers may be coming up. So I'm going to be asking Spirit to take a look at that segment of the collective today. If that's not where you're at, like if you're in a situation where you're not in communication at this time, regular communication with your person, still could be something interesting for you to watch, even though it may not apply to you right now, because it likely will in the future. And as with every reading, take what resonates and leave the rest. So with that, I'm going to actually today, I was called to pull two different main energies for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. So I'm going to be using the Oracle of the Unicorns as well as the Moonology deck for the overall energies for each. So first I'm going to pull for the Divine Masculine. For those of the masculines that are kind of in some communication after a period of not being in communication, but it's like, not full on reconciliation, reunion. So let's see what the Spirit wants to bring forth about the overall energy of the masculines in this particular situation. Because there's a lot of you in this situation as we speak. I get emails and messages about this stage, so I just felt very called to move forward. Oh, interesting. We're getting action for the Divine Masculine. Now is the perfect time to act, taking inspired action towards your dreams and moving forward with confidence. So right away, what I'm getting from this is an energy where even though the action may not be the form in which you would like it to necessarily be, Divine Feminine, or even Divine Masculine, there is forward movement. There is forward movement in the dynamic. It may not be the form that you think, but there is forward movement. Sometimes this can mean, going forward on a path with confidence that maybe isn't towards your feminine necessarily, quite yet. Or the masculine doesn't think. I don't know, there's something in here that's coming through about he thinks he's taking some sort of forward action in his life, but it may not be. How do I say this? How do I articulate what's coming through? It may not be directly towards his feminine, but at the end of the day, it is towards his feminine, if that makes sense. Okay, well, let's see what the Moonology cards have to add to this for the Divine Masculine right now in this situation. Emotions are running high. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is certainly that the masculines could be taking action towards their feminine. If they're taking a little bit of a detour on their way to their feminine, it's perfect, because this is about starting to really understand how certain circumstances feel now that he's moved towards connecting with his emotional body. Because with the emotions running high energy, this is because the collective masculine energies have recently really connected to their emotional bodies in a new way. You know, those of you that watch my videos, you've been hearing me talk about this. This has been a shift here recently that's been a beautiful shift. It's been a difficult shift, but it's been beautiful because it's needed to happen. But what's interesting is whatever action the masculine is taking right now, he's doing it from a brand new landscape, and a brand new emotional landscape. And so things that he thought he might have wanted, he's going to relate to them differently. He'll be going in a direction and being like, whoa, this used to be fun, or I used to like this, or I thought this is what I wanted, but this just feels so empty. It doesn't satisfy me or fulfill me the way that it used to. It's because he has a new emotional landscape that he's navigating through his life with. So let's see where the feminines are at in this situation here. And I am going to be doing an extended version of this video, which is going to go more into the dynamic between the two. We're going to look here at the masculine and the feminine. This is a reading in and of itself. But if I'm tuning into this particular segment and this resonates for you, I am going to be doing an extended, and the link for that is going to be down below. Some of you guys have been asking where to find the link. And even though I mention it in the videos, you may not see. I don't know if you're on a mobile device, if it's a little harder to see, or if you have to scroll further down to see the description box, but it is at the very top of my description box in all of my videos. So, okay, let's see where the feminines are at relating to this. Oh, and she's getting dance. Move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, and manifest your dreams through dance. Now, this is very interesting because I have one of my beautiful clients who knows who she is, who this was the theme that came through in her healing session this week. And it's beautiful and it's important. And this is something for the divine feminine. It's part of connecting to the feminine energies. Dance, movement, fluidity. It helps to move stagnant energies. So getting into some sort of rhythm, into some sort of movement with music, it's all vibration. And it's funny, I did a workshop with Alana Fairchild last spring, almost a year ago. And one of the things that we did in that workshop was this dance movement, connecting to feminine energy, and everyone kind of did it their own way. It was really beautiful to be part of, because, you know, at first there were people that are, you know, awkward and they're not really sure. They're kind of doing it because they have to do it, or they don't want to be the one that's not participating. But what was so beautiful is there was this rhythm that came into the entire room after a little while, where everybody sort of just let it go, let loose, let the energies flow. And I'm getting big time chills as I'm saying this, because it was a way to strengthen feminine energy. And we know this is a journey. The journey of awakening and the journey of sacred union is an energetic one. And so if the feminine is stuck a little bit, getting into some sort of a rhythm, or getting into the energy, the flow of dance is really significant for her right now. And taking time to breathe out. Yes, exactly. I get this card. The take time to breathe out card is where you've gotten, like, you know, when you can't take a breath, you're taking air into your lungs and you're just taking it in, and like there's a point where like you can't even take any more air in. And you're stiff, you're stuck until you take that breath out. Again, that's a very rhythmic movement. It's a very rhythmic back and forth. And so very clearly the feminine, I'm getting the image of her being on a boat in the ocean where she's just kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. And the more that she can just allow herself and not resist, it's a very fluid, kind of almost like a gentle rocking of a baby to sleep energy. And she's not like going against the rhythm of the ocean. She's not like the ocean's not taking her this way and then she's going that way. Like she's actually just going with it. So very important message here for the feminines about movement and flow. And just allowing, like, I'm just getting this image of, again, this take the time to breathe out. It's like, okay, you can take a breath out because there will be more air to come in. Okay, so it's about not holding on too tightly to something. Very constricting energy. Okay, let's see what's going on in the masculine's world here. We're going to get 3 cards. I don't read reversals unless spirit guides me to. And in case you're new to my channel and you don't know that, I think I have to say that now in every video. But let's see here. What's going on with the divine masculines? We're getting the Strength card, the Justice card, and the Ace of Swords. Okay. Well, no wonder he's in the action energy here, because this is the clarity that he's gotten with the Ace of Swords. 2 major arcanas coming in, so this is why emotions are running high, because this is a really big time spiritually for the divine masculine. So this is about there's a new clarity and a new truth that's based in justice. What's just, what's right, karmic cycles ending, things coming into balance, developing the spiritual strength. And I'm just getting drawn to this Justice card. It's like, it's like his eyes are closed and there's this force that's helping things balance. The scales of justice are balancing karmically right now. Because there is this brand new beginning in truth and clarity with this Ace of Swords. So this is recent, past, current energy and what's coming in. So if you're in communication with your divine masculine and you guys are in some sort of communication, there is a new start coming of clarity. He may not be completely clear yet about what action he wants to take, or completely clear about the truth, but this process of sort of a little bit being in this mushy middle area is important for him to gain this clarity. And even if he's taking an action that's not necessarily, it's like that detour. If he's taking that little detour, focusing on something else first before he comes in, or because the feminine probably thought that he was coming in towards her, but he's taken a detour, it's going to help bring him clarity. That's for sure. As to what's coming in. And these are big lessons with these huge major arcanas here. So this is also the Tarot of Dreams for the masculine, and I'm using the Wheel of the Year Tarot for the divine feminine. So let's see where the feminines are at. Thank you. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Pentacles. Uh-huh. Yes, this is what is happening. What did I say about the Divine Feminine being rigid and stiff? Well, here's the Hanged Man, and he in this deck, she's encased in ice. It is starting to thaw, and I guarantee you it's starting to thaw because you guys watching this real time have heard this message and are already starting to thaw this iciness. And iciness not to mean cold, it just means rigid. But I do feel like there's some of you that you were in the recent past, like yes, things are moving, things are very abundant, things are happening. It might not totally be ready yet, and then boom, now you're being forced to see something from a new perspective because this is recent past, this is current energy, and this is what's coming in. And so it does feel like some of you have gotten maybe a little bit of something has caused you to see something or need to see something from another perspective where it's like, and like I said earlier with the masculine, things are moving forward regardless of what's happening in the physical plane, if that makes sense. Energetically, things are moving forward. There are things happening you're not aware of, Divine Feminine. But right here, this is the Hanged Man. It's like you're all of a sudden going, wait, what? I thought we were on this track and things are good, and all of a sudden, boom, there's something that came through where it potentially was, wait a second, did I see this all wrong? Am I misunderstanding this? Am I deluding myself? So this is the current energy, and what's coming in is the Four of Pentacles, which this is an energy which feels like a bit of, this is the energy of the miser, someone who's very closed off. So this feels like a bit of some of you may be starting to feel like you want to close your heart back again. Because look at the difference in the energies of these two cards. She's so fertile, vibrant, nurturing, happy. And then this guy's like, "Rrr." He's in the woods by himself with his bag of gold. He doesn't want to be around anybody. So something right now could be coming in, which is, like I'm hearing loosen up, loosen up, loosen up for the Divine Feminine. So let's see what is, where the masculine is in his head space and in his heart space. Where's the Divine Masculine in his head space? And he's getting the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so he may be very, this is an energy of someone who's very decisive. Someone who's no drama, someone who's just like, cut things out that don't work for me. So he may be, let me get where he is in his heart space too, and we'll add to this. And he's in the Three of Wands. Well, he definitely could be cutting things out of his life that have been there for a while. Because his heart space is about abundance. His heart is feeling really warm. He's making plans for the future. He's seeing things in the distance, like he knows where he's going. He may not have embarked on the journey yet, but he knows how he's going to get there. So his heart is really leading the way here. But it's interesting that what's coming in is the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords, the clarity. So there's definitely some sort of mental clarity, understanding, decision that could be some communication. That is coming in. I'm curious about why the Queen of Swords is here. Let's just get another card for fun. Another message on why this Queen of Swords is here, please. Yeah, and we're getting the Ten of Cups. Yep. He's cutting anything out of his life that doesn't feel like this. And this is what I love too, is look, here's the warmth in his heart, all these vibrant colors. Here's all this vibrant color here for the 10 of Cups. And in his headspace, he could be feeling very logical. But this is about getting rid of things. This can be it could be different for all of you, but he's definitely in the mindset of clearing the deck, they're saying. Whoops. Put them back the wrong way. It's interesting. It's like just as the masculine is kind of warming up because he's connected to his emotions now, the feminine is risking shutting down, kind of going on her own here. Let's see where the feminines are at in their headspace. There's the Hermit. So, yeah, she may be retreating. Kind of like, if she's in this, wait a second, I thought, whatever, she's retreating. We're getting the Hanged Man and the Hermit both for the Divine Feminine. So that's an energy of things needing some space to discover some things about yourself, to really look at things, to understand them. So she's definitely in a place of, could be in a real place of evaluation right now. Let's see where she is in her heart space while we're at it. And she's also getting the Three of Wands in the heart space. This is both of you guys daydreaming about each other. This is about you guys being completely aligned in the heart space right now. Same card, same position, two different decks. So it's like both of you know where this is going. You know what you want with each other in the heart space. And it's like you're looking for a sign. And I'm just, look at even their positions in these cards. They're both leaning kind of over to the right and they're looking to the left up in the sky. He's seeing the beautiful ship to be able to get him where he wants to go. And she's seeing the shooting star with the moon. All right, let's see what's supporting the divine, what's challenge. Actually, no, we're going to start with what's challenging the divine masculine right now. What energy is challenging the divine masculine right now? The Six of Coins. This is a very similar energy to the Justice card. Balance, equal give and take, things coming to where they're supposed to be. So some of them may be, because this is the current position, and it's Justice, and then here's also the scales with the Six of Coin. So he could be, whatever's coming into karmic balance, he may be struggling a little bit with that. This having to cut things out may be causing him some challenge here. Because that's never easy. It's like, there are times where, like, you know, this could be letting go of friendships, work situations, family members that, you know, have not been very supportive in terms of where he's going. And that's not easy, you know. Old habits die hard, and there might be some sort of challenge there. Let's see what energy is supporting the masculine. The Page of Coin. Exactly. See, he is moving into new territory, and he's a little green still, right? The new territory is about the heart space. Look at how much green is here. He's moving into new territory, and he's an adolescent here, but he's taking on a new level of responsibility. And this is having enough to give. He's being challenged with having enough to give to his feminine, but he's being supported by moving into a new cycle, learning these things. So he's still, Like, I'm getting the image of, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm going to say it because it probably means something to someone. It's like, you know, when the actor gets pushed onto the stage in a very dramatic way and he like stumbles onto the stage and he's like, whoa, and he takes a bit to orient. That's what's happening with the masculine right now. And once he kind of gets his footing, he's going to be standing there with his clarity, with that spotlight right on him, with his truth. All right, let's see what is challenging the divine feminine. What energy is currently challenging the divine feminine, please? That's 2. I want 1, please. The Empress. She's not feeling very Empress-like. Because look at this feels very Empress-like, the 7 of Pentacles energy. And here's the Empress. So she's questioning her path. Some of you may be really questioning your path. Some of you may be feeling like, am I really on this path of awakening to divine feminine? Because of whatever is happening. Because remember, emotions are running high across the board. But this has definitely caused her to kind of question, what am I even on this? Like, is this whole thing just a joke? So she is having a hard time. It feels like she's not feeling very Empress-like right now. And what energy is supporting her? And we're getting the Magician. All right. This is about manifestation. Creating. Whatever's happening right now is a manifestation that has been important for the path, for your masculine's path. And you may not see it that way right now, but it is a manifestation. And maybe you do see it. But definitely an energy of, it's a beautiful energy. Just when she's in this place, you know, she's pregnant in this card. And pretty pregnant. And then here's a manifestation coming. So the manifestation of the baby being born, the manifestation arriving, it is an energy supporting her, but she may not really see it because she's distracted by what's happening in the physical plane. All right, I'm going to get a guidance card. So what we're going to do in the extended, but before I'm going to pull a guidance card for each before I go over to the extended, but in that video, again, it's a separate reading from this, but I'm tuned into this dynamic right now. So what we're going to do is look at what's going on in the dynamic between the two. What are the energies in between them? What they're both consciously thinking and feeling about the other person. How they're relating to the dynamic, and then guidance for each of them. More guidance for each of them, because this will be how to navigate this phase. But let's just get a guidance card here from Archangel Michael for each. What's your best guidance for the divine masculine, please? Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. So this is about him learning to trust his intuition. And some of them may be learning through whatever they're doing right now, whatever action they're taking. If they happen to be taking a detour from what seems to be like a detour on the way to his feminine, this is the lesson he's learning. He's learning his intuition. If he's taken a bit of a detour, he is denying his intuition, and this is the lesson that he's learning. So this is so beautiful that just came up for the masculine. Because they sometimes need to go and make a detour to realize that they were on the right path to begin with. It's like, you know, when you okay, they're giving this to me in this way. All right, I grew up in Boston, and the traffic in Boston can be so bad. In fact, I think I remember seeing an article recently that Boston has the worst traffic in all of the United States or something. I don't know. I can't imagine that's true because I live in Southern California now. It's pretty bad, but I remember reading that recently. And I remember very specifically one day I was on my way somewhere and, the 93 was backed up completely bumper to bumper, and I was trying to go from Charlestown out to the west coast, to the suburbs. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take another route. I'm gonna go a different route because it's gonna be faster than staying on this congested highway. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's gonna take me an hour. The straight line would have taken me. It was backed up, and what I ended up doing. And this is before the app Waze, by the way. So this is, I haven't lived in Boston for. Gosh, I moved in 2000. Yeah, so almost 20 years I've not lived in Boston. So this is pre-Waze days. But like here I am thinking of being all clever and I'm going to go around and I'm thinking there's a shortcut and a better way to get where I want to go. And it ends up being way longer because that's all backed up too. So had I just stayed the path, even though it was backed up, I would have been there faster than if I took this little detour. But I needed to take that detour to learn the lesson to go to just stay the course. It's like, just stay the course. Enough of this. Like, don't try to skirt around it and take the easy way. Think you're going to be smart and outsmart where you're supposed to be going. But anyway, sorry, that was just a very specific message they were showing me, and I know some of you guys can relate to that. So let's see what the guidance is for the Divine Feminine. Be gentle with yourself. Okay, this is about nurturing self. Please be gentle, nurturing in everything I speak, think, and do. Let me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt so I may experience lasting inner peace. So, Divine Feminines, whatever's going on with you, please remember to have compassion for self. If you're having a crappy day or you're upset one day, be gentle with yourself. It's a human emotion. Don't make yourself wrong for feeling that way, because you should be seeing things from the higher perspective and see things always through the lens of source. Well, we are human too. So whatever's happening, please be gentle with yourself, Divine Feminine. Because that compassion is important, because if you can't have it for self, then others can't have it for you, and your masculine can't have it for you or him. That's kind of how it works. All right, lovely friends. Well, I'm excited to hear how this reading has supported you if you're in this phase of the journey. And if you'd like to join me for the extended, the link is down below. And in the meantime, until next time, guys, I send you so much love. Bye.